What's up, everyone? And a new video today. I wanted to focus on a tweet that I made yesterday. But first off, going to try a different format with this. Let me know what you think. I want to incorporate more gameplay versus me just reading and you looking at my beautiful face and yeah, I want to try a different format. So please forgive some of the gameplay in this. As I think this is from Operation 2. I think, yeah, because this is when Lift came out. You can see I'm still rocking the Team Rock skin. So this is from a long time ago, but just want to try a different format. So anyway, on the Devstream the other day, Michael talked about some big changes coming to Horde and Drop 2, and I put this tweet out referencing what he talked about, and I thought of possible things that this could be, and I made a list. I want to go through each point individually to kind of give some more thoughts and stuff like that, and also create some discussion. The main thing I wanted to do with this is see what people thought. I feel like I'm not the only one that was pretty underwhelmed by the PvE changes coming to Op 6. I'm going to have that video linked in the description. I go through all the PvE, PvP stuff, and also give my full thoughts. The second half of the video is pretty much my entire thoughts on that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Point one I wanted to make is I think that Horde events are going to now be available in custom matches. I think that to separate it, I think the events will be separated in their own tab in the server browser. I don't think they're going to come out with every single difficulty. Michael had kind of toned down the difficulties to beginner, advanced, and conceivable in public, and I think it stays that way. I think the Horde events come in with those difficulties. There's a chance maybe they come with masters because I know that's going to be a request, but I think these will be available permanently. I want to reiterate, I do not think that Jingle Juvies, the Halloween event, and definitely not the Terminator event are going to be part of this. I think the Jingle Juvies and the Halloween event stay seasonal, and the Terminator event just was a one-off thing. And my honest opinion, kind of just seemed like I thought it was a fun event, but I feel like it was a waste of resources to only be available for like 2 weeks, and then that's it. You never play it again. But I don't see the Halloween event. Maybe Jingle Juvies, but I mean it was available in Gears 4 uh, within the options, but I don't think it will. Maybe, but we'll see. I think Predator Hunt, Boss Rush, Classic Horde, and then Escape from Kadar will be available. Obviously, Predator Hunt and Escape from Kadar only be available on the maps that they're on. Predator Hunt was only available on Pahanu. Obviously, Escape from Kadar is only available on Reactor. I think they stay that way, but I think a separate tab in the browser, and I think that really opens it up for more possibilities. So what do you think about that? I think that's probably the most logical and the easy one to pick. So that's the first one I wanted to go with. Point two, this is more of a wishful thinking, but I still hold out hope for it. We had the mutator sets with the daily horde challenges. Michael had talked about he wanted to put more out. It seemed like some of them kind of repeat. These are great, by the way. I mean, I want to say that these are great. This is a really fresh take on horde. I think that there's a possibility that there'll be more mutator sets for the challenges, but you'll be able to customize it in custom private matches. Basically, right now you can only use the mutators and modifiers that are set for that daily, for that map, for that day, basically. So, if you have shielded enemies, reflective shell enemies, something like that, or some extra mutators, and it's only available for that map, that's the only ones you can choose for that day. This proposes giving us full reign to choose it. And, the daily challenge will still be a preset list of modifiers, have its rewards, but this allows us to do some crazy things, right? And I give some examples with the first one is just playing around with the mutators. You want instant reload, double headshot damage, triple melee damage. You can go nuts. And if you want to challenge, you use reflective shell enemies, vampiric enemies, invisible scions, more aggressive enemies, enemies that do triple damage, stuff like that, health regen. Really bumps up the difficulty for people that want that challenge. However, Chaps made a really good point on Twitter, and I did think about this. If you start, because of the fact that the modifiers are linked to the difficulty, you start putting too many fun mutators in, that kind of makes Masters irrelevant, even though I still think Masters is already pretty easy. But yeah, you're running instant reload, double headshot damage, triple melee damage, the Gambit, which is I think I think there's long range Gambit, so you do more damage at over 15 meters. And yeah, if you put all those on there, and it gives you a scalable difficulty, so you put all those on there, and you're playing Masters with nothing but fun mutators. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna make it pretty bad, but I think it's in there for the customization, making it fun. I think that maybe I don't know how hard this would be, but make it where if you're putting two or three of these mutators in, the difficulty doesn't scale unless you add difficult modifiers. So if you're using these three that I use in 2A, you can't play Horde on anything higher than Elite or Insane, or get rewards from it, I should say. So maybe that's a way to do it. Like I said, I think this is more wishful thinking, but this is something I really would want to see. So we'll go to the next one. I think this one could be very likely. You know, the Locusts are coming back in this event. I think that maybe they are being brought into the regular enemy pool and General Horde and in Frenzy. Now, when I say this, I didn't say this within the actual tweet or the notes that I put in the document I put in Microsoft Word, but this would just be the enemies that are in that event. This would not be the full scale locusts that we've seen in the previous trilogy. This would just be the pipe wielding drones, the retro drones, and the grenadier type drones that throw frag grenades. That's it. This wouldn't be full fledged because I don't think that's happening. I really hope that's in Gear 6. Do I want Would I want all the locusts in and the lambent in? Of course, absolutely. That just makes it even better, right? More variety, and get rid of the DBs. But uh, I don't see this just being an event. I think that this could be very likely they're put into the pool, the three sets of drones that they created, and that could be what he's saying. That is a big update, and would people be really excited about? So tell me what you think about that. I think a lot of people would like that. The last point, this is more just for fun, I think. Michael talked on the Devstream, and also I'm going to have the Devstream linked the link to that in the description. And Michael's at the first part of the dev stream, like the first, I think, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. They talk about the event, and he briefly talks about what's coming. The rest of it is they have Jonathan Taylor on for verses. He talks about stuff. He talks about their event and teases something for drop 2, and then obviously Shawnee goes into talking a little bit more about the tour and when to expect the trailer, and answers a few questions from Reddit and everything. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Like I said, I'll have it linked below, and you can at least watch the first part to hear Michael what he said. But anyway, so Michael talked about he wanted the event to be more of a tower defense mode and focus on the engineer. That you I mean, an engineer is not going to be required, but you're gonna probably want one. You're gonna have the pipe drones that can come in and they insta kill you. They hit you, they kill you. You're dead. You're gonna have the retro drones, and you're gonna have the grenadiers chunking frag grenades, so you can't be confined in an area and all together on each other. So it really seems like it's gonna flush you out, but you're gonna need barriers. You're gonna need defenses to really hunker down against the pipe drones, because if they get through, yeah, you're done. So I was thinking that maybe he instills this logic in the regular Horde, possibly, because this is the thing that I want with Horde is I want the focus to be on overwhelming odds. Like, yes, the modifiers, mutators are there to spice up the variety, to give you, some different experiences, and those are absolutely great. Those are fine. But I want Horde to be more on you're getting overwhelmed. These are big enemies, lots of enemies being thrown at you, and you got to hunker down and defend. And this event kind of seems like it does that. This is going to put more reliance on fortifications. Ever since Op 4 and really in Operation 5, you can beat Masters without engineers pretty easily. You get a few big DPS classes. Yeah, I mean, you see in this video all the barriers around here. This is how Horde used to be, and with this, you're more depending on a mechanic. You're more dependent on a robotics expert. I really hope you're not dependent on an architect, but that's what I want to see. And maybe this event is expanded and is its own playable mode. Now, I know they talked about they're not going to do modes. This is probably very unlikely, but maybe this is a permanent thing. And what I would love to see, I hope that, like, again, this is wishful thinking, the mode is expanded into an endless. I know some people have asked for endless. Maybe this is expanded into an endless. How long can you survive kind of experience? Michael talked about that one matriarch spawns at wave 5, two spawn at wave 10. And that's when it ends. What if it goes on further? You get three matriarchs at 15. You get four matriarchs at 20. Then eventually matriarchs just start spawning on regular waves, not a preset every 5 waves. And the amount of enemies get larger. They don't necessarily get spongier and do more damage. They just increase in numbers, which makes them even more dangerous because then you got to be very careful that nothing breaks through and kills you. So I think it's highly unlikely. I think it stays around for a few weeks. If it's popular, maybe it becomes permanent, and I really hope that it becomes available in custom lobbies. So those are my points. Tell me what you think. Do you feel that which one do you think out of those four, which one do you think is very likely? I'll give my personal thing. I think that points 1 and 3 are the most likely. I think that you're going to see these events and custom matches. I think you're going to see the locusts come in permanently. The variants that are in this event, I think they're going to be in the game permanently. And yeah, the events, the events that we've had post Operation 5 being available in private custom matches allow us in their own page of the server browser to kind of differentiate between 50 waves and frenzy for people that want to play them. And I think that's fun. I think those two would be fine. And I also noticed Michael said that there were big changes coming to Horde, not to PvE in general. I think some people have misunderstood that. I see people on Twitter and on Reddit saying, "Oh, what do you think the big changes coming to PvE is?" Michael specified it was coming to Horde. There's nothing coming to Escape. Escape is on autopilot with the daily challenges, and Escape's pretty much done. Other than that, which is very unfortunate, but at least Horde's getting something, right? I hope that I'm not getting my hopes up and getting too excited. I don't think he would say big changes and it be something very small and insignificant. I think it has something to do with custom matches. I would really love for this upcoming event, to evolve and be something like an endless thing. But I know people have asked for classic Horde. People did like Predator Hunt. I think people really like Boss Rush. People that like challenge. So having them in custom matches would be fun, and then also adding the Locust in would be pretty good. So tell me what you think. As I've said before, this is a new format. So tell me what you think of this format. Do you want more gameplay shown, me going over stuff, kind of how I have, and kind of summarizing it rather than reading the blogs word for word? And I think I'm going to try this format for at least a little bit, so you guys have something to watch, depending on how great the gameplay was at the time. Because I think this was back in December. I think this was around Gearsmas in 2019, so for op 2. So tell me what you think and hit me up on Twitter. The tweet's still out there. I'm gonna link my Twitter in the description below. You can go in and comment on that if you want, or you can comment on this video. So drop a like if you think I burned it, and as I've said before, if you like the content, I'm going to be covering all the blog posts, considering subscribing to the channel, and popping that notification bell so you get notified when new videos go live each week. And hey, Operation 6 right around the corner. It's coming out in a few days. Let's have some fun. So, well, that's going to do it for me today, guys. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Take care.